Good evening, and I welcome you, 12th class students who are appearing for Chemistry 2021 22 Term 1 exam. Here I am going to solve the sample question paper 2021 22 Term 1, subject Chemistry 043. Time is 90 minutes. This paper is released by the CBSE. Let us see what are the general instructions. Question paper contains three sections. Section A has 25 questions. Attempt any 20 questions. Section B has 24 questions. Attempt any 20 questions. Section C has 6 questions. Attempt any 5 questions. All questions carry equal marks. There is no negative marking. These are the instructions. In this section, I will solve the section A, and in my next video, I will solve the section B with complete and full explanations. Pay attention, take your notebooks, pen ready, and note down each and every point. Let us see the question, section A. The section A consists of 25 multiple choice questions. These are MCQ questions with overall choice to attempt any 20. In case more than desirable number questions are attempted, only the first 20 will be considered for evaluation. So be clear with the instructions which are given. The first 20 questions out of 25 will be evaluated. So you don't attempt more than 20. Let us see, student. Question number 1 is on the screen. Which of the following statement is true? Pay attention. Read each and every word, each and every line very clearly before you answer the question. You should be very clear. The here question is, which of the following statement is a true, student? Which is true? So let us see A part. Melting point of phosphorus is less than that of nitrogen. As soon as the questions are given, student, you already have some idea in your mind that this is from group 15 students, P block elements. What we are talking, P block elements, group 15. You are aware of the elements nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. This is how the sizes are increasing down the group. Now he's saying melting point of phosphorus is less than nitrogen. That is absolutely wrong. Nitrogen has the smallest size, and you know nitrogen exists as N2 gas, which is discrete, and you know that that is not correct. So melting point of phosphorus melting point will always be more than the nitrogen. You already know phosphorus is existing in the form of P4. Next, this is wrong. This is false. We know about it, student. This statement is false. Nitrogen is highly reactive while P4 is inert. Nitrogen is inert. You know that, student. Nitrogen gas is present in here also. It is inert. And you know nitrogen is a triple bond. Nitrogen is a triple bond. And you already know the bond enthalpy of nitrogen is very high. Bond enthalpy of nitrogen, students, is of the order of, you already know that, the bond enthalpy of nitrogen. What is the bond enthalpy of nitrogen, students? You already know that the bond enthalpy of nitrogen is also known to you. It is very high, of the order of 941.4 kilojoules per mole. Therefore, it is very difficult to break the triple bond of nitrogen. It is inert. It is inert. So that statement is also wrong. Nitrogen is highly reactive. Nitrogen is inert. It is not reactive, while P4, you know, P4, white phosphorus, catches fire immediately. So nitrogen shows higher tendency of catenation than phosphorus. Let us see the C part. You know what is nitrogen, student? What is catenation, students? Catenation means that the element can form bond with itself. And for example, you already know, if I consider nitrogen single bond, student, this is not stable. This is not stable. Whereas phosphorus can form single bond. You already know that this is a very weak bond. This is not stable, and this statement is also wrong. Nitrogen shows higher tendency of catenation, is wrong. Nn is weak. So we already know nitrogen does not show catenation, whereas as you go down the group, the members show more and more catenation. As you know, nitrogen is existing as N2 and phosphorus P4. And as you go down, they will also exist in the form of AS4, and they will show catenation as you go down the group. Because the important point is, students, that nitrogen, if you see, the nitrogen is a triple bond, and nitrogen atomic number is 7, 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. What happens when nitrogen is formed, students? As you can see here, in the case of the nitrogen, nitrogen has a unique tendency to form p pi multiple bond. Because of the small size, because of the very small size, nitrogen has a unique tendency to form p pi multiple bond. Therefore, it forms a triple bond. Therefore, nitrogen shows tendency of catenation. The answer is no. Next, nitrogen and nitrogen is weaker than Phe. That is absolutely correct answer, and that is true. This is false. This is also false, and that is true, students. The first answer, then we have the answer of first question is student D. First answer is D, that NN bond is weaker than PP. As you have seen, if there is a single bond, there will be strong repulsion between the lone pair of electrons of the nitrogen, and hence, because of the small size of the nitrogen, this is very weak bond and will not exist. So the answer of question number 1 is D, NN is bond is weaker than PP bond. Let us move to the second question, students. Question number 2. Read the question very carefully before you answer the question. Which of the following is a non-stoichiometric defect, student? In the solid state, student, you studied 2 types of defects. What type of defects? Stoichiometric defects, 1, and second, you studied non-stoichiometric defects. And in the stoichiometric defects, what happens, student? They do not disturb the stoichiometry of the solid. So here they do not disturb the stoichiometry of the solid compound. For example, vacancy defect, interstitial compound, and in the ionic compounds. In the ionic compounds, we discussed, student, in the solid state, Frankel defects, and also we discussed the Schottky defects. So what happened in this? They were stoichiometric defects, because in that they have maintained, you student, their stoichiometry. The formula of the compound exists as such. They maintain the stoichiometry. And what happened in this vacancy defects was there was an interstitial, I mean, the smaller atom has moved to the interstitial sites, and here the smaller ion cation has moved to the interstitial site. In short, Schottky means there was equal number of positive and negative ions were missing. Therefore, these were examples of stoichiometric defects. And interstitial defect means what, student? Interstitial means the smaller atom or particle moves to the interstitial site, but the stoichiometry of the solid is maintained. So this is not correct. Schottky defect, you already see, is not correct. Interstitial is not correct, student. Which of the following is a non-stoichiometric defect? This answer is C, student. C, metal deficiency defect. You are aware that an oxide of iron, the formula of oxide of the iron is written something like this. Here you see, you can see that this is a non-stoichiometric defect, because you don't have FeO, but you have less than 1 oxygen, and but you see this is iron is less than 1.93. Why? Because there are ferrous ions, and some of the Fe2 ions are missing and replaced by Fe3 plus ions. So in order to maintain the electron neutrality, what happens is these compounds become non-stoichiometry. And this is example of metal deficiency defect. There's a deficiency of the metal. Why? Because the ferrous ions, some of the ferrous ions are replaced by the Fe3. This charge is 3 plus, this charge is 2 plus. So there will be metal deficiency, and these compounds, this type of defects are called non-stoichiometric defect. So answer is T, C, which is metal deficiency defect, is an example of non-stoichiometric defect, and we have given you example of this also, oxide of iron. Next question is coming, students. Next question is coming. Identify the law. Identify the law which is stated as. Read the statement very carefully before you answer any question. We will give complete explanations of everything. For any solution, the chapter is solution, students. The partial vapor pressure of each volatile component. Supposing you have two components, A and B, and these are volatile, then they will form vapor, student. In a solution is directly proportional to mole fraction. That means Pa is directly proportional to chi A. Pb is directly proportional to chi B. You have seen Pa is equal to P naught A into chi A, and Pb is equal to P naught A. P naught A is the vapor pressure, the pure solvent, pure liquid. And you have chi A and chi B are the mole fraction in the solution. And you already know, student, this is nothing but Raoult's law. Raoult's law for volatile component solutions. Volatile component solution. This is our answer. The answer of, student, this question is B, which is Raoult's law. You already know Henry's law is nothing but partial pressure of a gas. Partial pressure of a gas in vapor phase is directly proportional to the mole fraction in solution. So Henry's law, you already know what was that. Henry's law. P, you know, the P was given as kH into mole fraction. That is for gases in the liquids. And Dalton's law, which basically solubility of gas in liquid is a function of the partial pressure of the gas. And you already know what is Gay-Lussac's law. When gases combine, they do so in simple ratio by volume at a fixed temperature and pressure. Therefore, the answer is Raoult's law. Our purpose is to explain each and everything. That's what we are trying. Next question is coming, student. Pink color of LIC crystal is due to. You have seen there are LIC crystals. They are having pink color. So pink color is due to, student, what is happening here? What is happening in this? You have read in the you have read about metal excess defects in the solids. What are metal excess defects? Same if you take NaCl, if you take LiCl, if you take KCl, student, if you heat in sodium vapor, what happens? What happens here? You have lithium. Lithium will lose an electron, student, and form lithium plus ion. This lithium plus ion will react with the Cl, combine to form lithium chloride. And what will happen, student? This will create anionic vacancies. This will create anionic vacancies in the crystal lattice, and these anionic vacancies will be occupied by student by these unpaired electrons. These will be occupied by the unpaired electrons. And these unpaired electrons can absorb visible light and undergo excitation, and therefore they impart characteristic colors. They impart, students, characteristic colors to the crystals. And in the case of lithium chloride, you know, there is a pink color. In the case of NaCl, in the book you will see yellow color, and here you will see violet or lilac color. So what is the answer for question number 4 then, student? It is a metal excess defect. What type of defect is this? Answer is C, metal excess defect. You have excess of metals. as you will see, and the excitation of electron, unpaired electrons, which are called F centers. You know, there are F, these are called F centers. The unpaired electrons, F centers, they will absorb light, and hence you will see in the case of lithium chloride, pink color. Question number 5 is on the screen, students. Which of the following has isomer? Isomer has highest melting point, student. Melting point depends on so many factors, but it also depends on the packing in the crystal lattice. It also depends what type of packing takes place in the crystal lattice, student. So if packing is very good, and then what will happen, that the melting point will increase, and it also, the packing will depend on the symmetry of the molecule. Symmetry of the molecule. The more symmetric is the molecule, what will happen, that will fit better in the crystal, fit better in the crystal. So let us see what we are talking about. Which of the following, this is 1,2-dichlorobenzene. What is 1,2-dichlorobenzene, student? 1,2, this is our 1,2-dichlorobenzene. 1,3, this is my 1,2. What is 1,3, students? This is our A, this is our B, this is my 1,3 dichlorobenzene, and 1,4 C. C is 1,4, students. 1,4. Now you can see this is also called para isomer. This is meta, this is ortho dichloro. Now you can see in this case, student, para is having more symmetry. This para or 1,4 dichloro, this is my 1, 2, 3, 4. This para or 1,4 benzene has more symmetry. Has more symmetry, students, and what will happen, this fits better in crystal lattice. Therefore, if you want to melt it, you will have to supply more energy, because the fitting is better, fitting is more close, hence will need more energy to melt it. Therefore our answer is C, student. The answer of 5th is C. Our answer is C, 1,4-dichlorobenzene. Okay, next question, students. Which one of the following reaction is not explained by the open chain structure of glucose, student? You already know the Fisher has given a projection. Open chain structure, fission, open chain structure of glucose in your NCERT book, students. Open chain structure of the glucose. So formation of pentaacetate with acetic anhydride, this can be explained. This can be explained by open chain structure. This can be explained. Formation of this can be explained by open chain structure of glucose. This can also be explained because there will be a free carbonyl group, aldehyde group, that can give the tolerance reagent test. This can also be explained. Existence of alpha and beta, yes, this is the correct answer. This cannot be explained, cannot be explained. You already know that glucose exists in two forms. One is called alpha D-glucopyranose and other is beta D-glucopyranose. You know that. So what happens is that when there are two forms which have different melting points, as you will see, and have different physical properties. In one, the OH group is on the right hand side. On the other, OH is on the left hand side. Alpha and beta, these are called the anomers of glucose. These are anomers of glucose. Because of the existence of these anomers, because the carbon number 1 becomes then as asymmetric, and hence it shows because of the asymmetry, it shows two isomers, or what we call as anomers. So this cannot be explained by the open chain structure. This can only be explained by the cyclic structure of glucose. Can be explained by the cyclic structure of glucose. The formation of hemiacetal, cyclic structure of glucose. Hence our answer is D, existence of alpha and beta forms of glucose. Forms of glucose. Next question. Williamson synthesis, student. Williamson synthesis of preparing ether. You know, how do you prepare ether? Williamson synthesis is the most important method. Williamson synthesis is the most important method, students. In this, we react an alkyl halide with an alkoxide with R dash O Na, student. So what is the result of this? You get ROR dash and NaX, student. You know it, Williamson. This is used for the preparation of unsymmetric ethers. So you getting ROR dash. So you can prepare different types of ether. It is important. Now in this reaction, what is this in this is what is this reaction is what type of example is this, students? In this reaction, he says, is a preparing dimethyl ether is a SN1 reaction? No. What do you mean by SN1? There should be formation of a carbocation. It will not happen here. Elimination? No, student. What is elimination? A molecule will be eliminated. SN2. Okay, now here is the important point, that this is an example of SN2 reaction. Nucleophilic addition? No, you know, there is no nucleophilic addition that take place in carbonyl compounds where there is a double bond. So what is happening? It is very clear, student. Consider this. What is happening, student? If you have RCH2X, you know that this should be primary alkyl halide, 1 degree alkyl halide, and this is a nucleophile, RO dash. OR dash, you know, student, is a nucleophile. Is a nucleophile. It will attack this carbon. So you have R dash O N A, student. This is plus. This is plus. So here is a nucleophile. You can see this. This will attack this carbon, student, and remove this. This will be SN2. Substitution by molecular single step reaction. Single step reaction. So that is why we say it should be primary. It should be a primary. So what happens if it is a primary, student? Then you know this is our X, and you have, if you have H and R or H, then what happens? This O R dash, which is a nucleophile, student. This will attack this, and this will be left. So this is an example of SN2 bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So what you get here, RCH2OR dash. So it is an example of SN2 substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reaction. Our answer is C, SN2 reaction. Next question, students. Chlorine water. You know what is chlorine water? It loses its yellow color on standing. What is chlorine water, student? If you put chlorine in water, this is my liquid. What will happen? You will get HOCl aqueous and HCl. So what is the result of this, student? This will also decompose to give HCl and nascent oxygen. This is the reason you already know about chlorine. It is used as a strong bleaching agent. Chlorine is used as a bleaching agent. You know the bleaching action of chlorine. Bleaching, permanent bleaches. It permanently bleaches the vegetable colors. So it loses its yellow water on standing because HCl is produced due to action. A mixture of HOCl is produced in the presence of sunlight. Yes, sunlight. Sunlight is required for this reaction. So this is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. HOCl and hydrogen, nothing. No. HCl, no. And this is also no. So what is the correct answer, student? What is the correct answer for our mixture of HOCl and HECl is produced? Answer is B, student. Mixture of HCl produced in the presence of sunlight. Sunlight is required for the reaction. Produced in the presence of sunlight. All right, next question is coming on the screen, students. During dehydration of alcohols to alkenes, student, dehydration of alcohols to alkene. What do you mean by this? Let me take, students, this is my alcohol, this is my alcohol. During dehydration means loss of water. Dehydration means loss of water. You are removing water, loss of water. Loss of H2O with concentrated H2SO4, H plus. H plus is required, student, for this section. Initiation, what will mean by initiation step, student? Unless you add acid, the reaction is not going to take place. So when you add H plus, student, what happens is this will take the proton, the H plus, what will happen? Then the result of this will be what, student? You will get H, 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 C, H, H, O, H, H, and you are getting, this is the protonation. This is the protonation. What we are getting protonated. This will be a fast, student. What will happen? This is going to be fast. These reactions are reversible. This is a fast step. And what will happen? You will get a protonated alcohol. This is example of protonation. Protonation of alcohol molecule, I can see that is taking place. Once this is protonated, what will happen, student? Then we know the reaction which take place. Alkene has to be formed. So what happens? CH, 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 H, students. Then you have O plus and H, H. There is a lone pair of electron. Oxygen is a highly electronegative element. It cannot bear a positive charge. Therefore, it will try to get an electron pair from somewhere, so that it becomes more stable. And then what happens is that this will happen. This is a slow step. Slow step, student. What will be the result of this? CH, 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 CH. You are getting a carbocation plus water is a good leaving group. It is a good leaving group, and it will immediately leave, and you will get formation of a carbocation, and that is a rate determining step here. And this carbocation is not stable, because you can still see there is a positive charge on the carbon. Carbon does not want to have that. So what will happen, student? The step 1, which is the initiation, then further step 2 and step 3, student, what will happen? H plus H. What is going to happen, students? This positive charge is not very stable situation. So if you have water, already water is present, students. So what it will do? Water will pull this proton. Water will pull this proton, and what will happen? It will go further to become more stable. The result is you will get an alkene, and plus H3O plus back acid, because acid is a catalyst. It is coming back in the step 3. So alkene is formed. Therefore, our answer here is, student, answer is A, which is protonation of the alcohol. Answer A, which is the protonation of alcohol molecule. All right. Next question is coming, student. Amorphous solid, student. What we are talking about? You have studied, there are two types, amorphous and crystalline solids, students, in the solid state. Crystalline solids. What do you mean by isotropic property, student? Isotropic means that the physical properties like refractive index, and electrical resistance are same student in all the directions. Now In crystalline, if I change the direction of the crystalline solid, what happens? It has a long range order, and what will be the result? You will see that these physical properties will be different, will be anisotropic, But in amorphous solid, what will be the result of this, student? Amorphous solids are isotropic. Amorphous solids are isotropic because these amorphous solids do not have long range order, do not have long range order, and their arrangement is irregular. Arrangement of particles is irregular in all the directions, Therefore, the correct answer is A, student. Amorphous solids are isotropic. Let us come to the next question, student. Next question is on the screen. Which of the following reaction is used to prepare salicylaldehyde? What is the formula of salicylaldehyde, student? This is the formula of salicylaldehyde. How do you prepare salicylaldehyde, student? If I have to start from phenol, this is my phenol, student. What we do, we react this with chloroform and aqueous NaOH. What we get, student? CHCl2 is an intermediate which is reacted with NaOH, students. And then what you get? O minus Na plus, and you will get CHO. Then you will react with an acid H plus, then you are getting OH. CHO, students. What is this compound? Salicylaldehyde. Very important reaction. Now I hope everything is clear, student. This is an example of Reamer-Tiemann reaction. Answer is, student, our answer is C, Reamer-Tiemann reaction. Very important reaction for the exams. There are other reactions. Kolbe, Itard, Stephen, learn all of them. Any question can be asked. Try to revise everything, student. Here our purpose is to explain the answers, and then only we will answer the questions. Next question is coming, student. Next question is coming. Which of the following is an example of solid solution? In the solutions, how many types of solution you have studied? We have shown you solid solution, gaseous solution, liquid solution, different type of thing. Now, solid solution means that there will be two solids. There are two solids which are mixed here. Sea water, that is not the correct answer. Sugar solution, no, that's a true solution. Smoke is not, they are colloids. Then, of course, 22 karat gold. What is the meaning of 22 karat gold, student? You know that it is an alloy. And that means you have 22 parts of gold plus 2 parts of some other metal. 2 parts of other metal. What are the other metals? So in this, the composition, gold is 91.67%. You have silver about 5%, students. You have copper about 2%, and you may have zinc or some other metals about 1.3%. So the answer here is D. Answer is D. 22 karat gold is an example of a solid solution. Alloys, student, you have read about alloys. Okay. Next question. Next question is coming on the screen, student. The boiling points of alcohol, the boiling point of alcohols, boiling point of alcohols are higher than those of hydrocarbons. If I take, student, what I am saying, ROH, this is my alcohol, and you have, student, CnH2n plus 2, like this hydrocarbon, or CnH2, and supposing I consider CH3, or other, here I have CH3, CH2OH, or I consider these are the alcohols, student, and hydrocarbons, these are hydrocarbons. Now what is important? Boiling point, boiling point is higher than those of hydrocarbon due to comparable mass. If I to take the two things of comparable mass, then what will happen? Here you see I am taking CH3OH, and you are taking CH3, for example. If you compare these two, oxygen, what will happen, student? Here there will be very strong hydrogen bonding. This is a lower alcohol. What will happen? OH. This is positive. This is negative. If I take another alcohol, student, so what is happening? CH3OH. This is negative. This is positive, student. What is happening here? You can see, student, there is a strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And because of this, what will happen? Boiling point will be higher than these hydrocarbons. So the correct answer is A. Then I don't know dipole. So correct answer is A, students. Hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding, wherever it is, the boiling point will increase. In water also you see strong hydrogen bonding. Which of the following has a lowest boiling point? Lowest boiling point, melting point. Now we come into the boiling point, student. Which group is there? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium. This is my group 16. As you go down the group, size increases, student. Size increases down the group. Size is increasing down the group, and therefore, as the sign will decrease, the boiling point should become more. What happens then in this case? But there is an important point because of the water, student. What happens in water? Water shows a strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding. So the boiling point of water becomes high. So it shows high boiling point. Exception, high boiling point because of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So in this case, then the only possibility is H2S, student. So in the case of the 14, our answer will be B, H2S. So the water has is an exception because of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. You know already about water. If this is my water, student, what is happening? This is negative, positive, positive. So what can happen? You have a OOH, negative, positive, positive. Here you can see the hydrogen bonding. Again, oxygen, hydrogen, hydrogen, negative, positive, positive. Here is the hydrogen bonding. Here, what can happen? HOH, students, positive, negative. Here, hydrogen bonding. And then there can be more interesting. So you see how the hydrogen bonding is taking place. So there is a very strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Even one water molecule is being hydrogen bonded with one. I have shown 4 water molecules. So the boiling point of water will be exceptionally high due to the strong hydrogen bonding. Okay. Next question. Which of the following statement is correct? Fibrous proteins are generally soluble in water. Is that true? That is not correct. You know what are fibrous proteins, student? In the chapter of proteins you have studied what are fibrous proteins. They are like fibers. They are like fibers in which polypeptide chains run parallel, held by hydrogen and disulfide bonds. Even your hair, your hair. These are examples of the fibrous. Your wool, silk. They are examples of this. Are they soluble? Are your hair soluble in water? The answer is no. No. They are not soluble. Not soluble. Not soluble. Albumin is an example of fibrous protein. No, it is not. They are globular proteins. It is globular. You know that what are globular proteins? Globular proteins. You have seen what happens to them. Polypeptide chains coil around spherical in the spherical form. In fibrous protein, structure is stabilized by hydrogen and disulfide bonds. Fibrous proteins, there are hydrogen and sulfide bonds in them also, but are they stabilizing? D, pH does not affect the primary structure of protein. Students, this looks to be the more appropriate. So even there was something here also in the C part, but here we are choosing answer as D. What is important? The proteins undergo denaturation. Denaturation of protein you have studied when you change the temperature, pressure, or pH. But during this process, what is happening that when we will change the pH, the 2 and 3 degree structures are destroyed. 2 degree and 3 degree structures of protein are destroyed when you change the pH, but primary structure, the sequence is not destroyed. Primary structure does not affect. pH does not affect. pH does not affect. So the correct answer is D. Then pH does not affect the primary structure of the proteins. It will affect the 2 degree and 3 degree structures. Sequence is not affected. Next question, student. The major product on the reaction of 3-phenyl propene. Student, what is 3-phenyl propene? 1, 2, 3. 3-phenyl propene means this is my 3-phenyl propene. 1, 2, and 3 students. Double bond. Then I put 1 here, and I put this is my 3-phenyl propene. You are reacting with HBr in the presence of a peroxide, student. What is then that? What type of addition? Anti-Markovnikov's addition, student. What is that? In the Markovnikov addition, in the absence of peroxide, hydrogen goes to carbon containing more hydrogens. And in the peroxide, hydrogen goes to carbon containing less hydrogen. Then what will be the result of this, student? What will be the product? So here CH2, CH2, CH2Br. The H will go to less hydrogens and Br will go to that which contains more hydrogen. Then what is the answer for this? What is this? 1-phenyl 3-bromopropane. 1, 2, 3, 1-phenyl 3-bromopropane, student. So what is the answer of 16th? Answer is B. 1-phenyl 3-bromopropane. Anti-Markovnikov addition. Next question is on the screen, student. Which of the following is correct statement for C2H5Br? CH3CH2Br. If I react with sodium, student, then what will happen? What's reaction? CH2, CH3, you have dry ether. You know the Watts reaction. Already revision of this. What is the product, student? CH3, CH2, CH2, and CH3. It reacts with sodium to give ethane. The answer is wrong. It gives nitro ethane on heating with aqueous what is happening? CH3, CH2, Br plus AgN. You have students O. There is a lone pair of electron. This is a covalent compound. What will happen in this case? It is covalent, students. Then what will be the result of this? This is not going to dissociate. So this is example of nucleophilic substitution reaction. This will attack this carbon. What you will get? CH3, CH2, and O2, and O2. This, what is this, student? It gives nitroethane. What is the name of this? Nitroethane. Aqueous nitroethane. Yes, this is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. Then it gives C2H5 on boiling with alcoholic. If I boil this with alcoholic KOH, what will happen, student? You will get CH2 double bond CH2. So elimination will take place. That is elimination. So that is wrong. If I reacts with KSH, what will happen? CH3, CH2, Br plus KSH. Then on heating with alcoholic acid, you will not get this. You will get something like this, student. So only answer which we can give, student, is B. It gives nitroethane on heating. Gives nitroethane on heating. Next question. Question number 18. Covalency of nitrogen. What is covalency? Nitrogen is 7, 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Absence of d orbitals. There is no d orbitals in the case of nitrogen. It belongs to second period. So you have 2s and 2p, 1, 2, 3. There is a lone pair of electron. These three can form covalent bonds, and this can form a coordinate covalent bond. Coordinate covalent. So maximum covalency will be how much, students? 4 for the nitrogen. Oxidation number can be higher, you know about that. But covalency is only 4. So what is the correct answer? Answer is C, student. 4. Maximum covalency of nitrogen is 4. D orbitals are absent, so we cannot just excite it. All right. Next question is coming, student. Question number 19th is important. Solubility of gases in liquid. When you dissolve gas in liquid, decreases with the rise in temperature. Decrease. If I increase the temperature, it decreases because dissolution. What type of process is dissolution, student? Endothermic? No, that is not correct. Exothermic and reversible. Exothermic and reversible, student. That is correct. When I dissolve anything, what happens? Heat is evolved, as well as this is a reversible reaction. So whenever you are dissolving endothermic, no, this is also not correct. So it is a exothermic and reversible process. Therefore, the Le Chatelier principle will apply. Le Chatelier principle will apply. Therefore, solubility will decrease. Solubility of gas decreases with rise in temperature. Rise in temperature. So the answer is B, exothermic and reversible. Pay attention, student. Be careful. All elements of group 15 show allotropy except. This shows, you already discussed this earlier also. You know that nitrogen is important here. Nitrogen is having very small size. very small size. And what happens in the case of this? And nitrogen, if I say the nitrogen single bond, we already told you, is very weak and it will immediately dissociate. And since nitrogen cannot form single bond with itself due to small size, there are strong inter-electronic repulsions. There are strong inter-electronic repulsions because of the very small size. Hence, this will not be stable. This bond is not stable and it will dissociate immediately. Therefore, nitrogen do not show allotropy. Nitrogen do not show allotropy. The answer is A, nitrogen. Exception, unique behavior of nitrogen, you have studied. Again, we are talking questions on that. Which of the following is a polysaccharide, student? When we discuss the classification of the sugar, we told you monosaccharides, disaccharides, polysaccharide. Polysaccharide will contain large number of glucose units in them, maybe more than 100 or 1000. So large number of glucose units are present in the polysaccharides. Therefore, students, what is glucose is a monosaccharide. It is a monosaccharide, student. It is maltose. This is a disaccharide, and lactose is also disaccharide. Lactose, lactic acid from lactose, sugar in milk, student. This is a disaccharide, but glycogen is the correct answer. Glycogen, is like starch. Glycogen, it is an animal starch. Animal starch, and it may contain more than 200 to 1000 glucose units. So it is example of polysaccharide. Answer is C. Glycogen is a polysaccharide. It has a large number of glucose units which are present in it. Substance which has the lowest boiling point. Lowest boiling point. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Here you see helium. Helium is a noble gas, exists as monoatomic, and it has the weakest van der Waals forces. Van der Waals forces. And this has the lowest boiling point. You are aware helium has an important property, 4.2 Kelvin, and helium gas is used in for cooling of the nuclear reactors and used as a cryogenic agent. Is also used in as a in the cooling as a cooling gas in nuclear reactors, and also it is used as a cryogenic agent for performing experiments at very low temperature. So the correct answer is D, that is helium. Very good. Very good, students. Next question. Lower molecular mass of alcohols are miscible in excess of water, miscible in all proportion. Miscible, there is no. If alcohol is lower, you have ROH. This part is hydrophobic. And this is your hydrophilic, which forms hydrogen bond. It forms hydrogen bond with water. With water. If lower alcohols will be there, like CH3OH, students, then this part is very small. This hydrophobic part is very small. So this lower alcohols like methanol or ethanol, they will be miscible in water in all proportions due to formation of due to formation of strong intermolecular hydrogen bond with water. Hydrogen bond with water. So the correct, we already discussed hydrogen bonding again. Then the correct answer is C, miscible in water in all proportions. Lower alcohols, lower ones. As you know, alcohol, lower alcohol, they soluble in water. Maximum state of oxidation state exhibited by chlorine. What is chlorine, student? You have this belongs to group 17. Chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. So this is your 3s2 3p5 student. And what will happen there? If I have chlorine 3s 3p and you have 3d vacant, what will happen? 1 2 3 4 5. This is your chlorine 3s2 and 3p5 1 2 3 4 5 ground state. Excited state will be what? You will put these electrons, student. They are going. What will be the result of that? 3s 3p and you have 3d vacant. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. You have one electron here, one here. How many? And you are putting more 4. And then how many? 3s2 3p5. 3 electrons more. Total, how many unpaired electrons are there now? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 unpaired electrons. In the excited state of Cl, then total answer will be +7. Answer is D, +7. Okay. In which of the following places blood cells will shrink? Now, blood cells, student, what is a blood cell? If this is a blood cell, it has water. Blood cell. There is a concentration. What blood cells have water? What is the concentration inside that? Concentration when placed in water containing more than 0.9% mass by volume of NaCl solution. This concentration you already know, 0.9%. When you inject, you make that concentration equal to the blood concentration. So when placed in water, if you have water, this is my blood cell, this is the water, student, containing more than, concentration is more than 0.9% mass by volume of NaCl. Concentration is more, and what is in this? It has 0.9% mass by volume ratio of NaCl. Blood cell has this. Now this concentration is more, means water is less. Student, and more water is there. So what we call this as hypertonic solution. And in this case, water will move from blood cell to water will move out. And if water will move out, then blood cell will shrink. Therefore, this 25th is the correct answer, student. What is happening? Osmosis is taking place. If the two solutions have equal concentration, they are called isotonic solution. Then no osmosis. Here it is a hypertonic solution. Concentration is more. Hyper mean more concentration, less water, less water. Water will move from blood cell to the outside, and water will still, when placed in water containing less than point. No, this is not correct. What will happen? Then that will mean hypotonic solution, and it will swell. The blood cell will swell because the water will move from outside to inside. Then that is wrong. When placed in water containing, then it is isotonic solution, student. That is not correct. It is distilled water, then water is highly, water will move inside the cell. Then what will happen? It will swell. It will swell. So all this, only answer is A. Answer is A. Our answer is A, student. When placed in water containing more than 0.9% mass by volume NaCl. So student, this ends the section A of 12th CBSE chemistry paper. I have given full explanations. Pay attention, study with your notebooks, colored pens, record everything. And I have tried to give you that what type of questions can be there and what more can be given, because we have explained in complete detail. Okay, then I will meet you in my next video, which I will give on section B of the 12th CBSE chemistry paper released by this. So please keep sharing these videos with your friends so that they can take benefit of this. I will be solving large number of MCQ questions, case studies, and assertion reason questions, which are important for the coming CBSE. So you can subscribe my channel and just subscribe and forward it to friends so that it will help and benefit more and more students. Okay, thank you very much. Namaste. मैं फिर मिलता हूँ next time.